Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to do the penultimate episode and the finale episode of Love Island UK. And with me to talk about these last two episodes and break it all down is Miss T-Joy. How are we today, Miss T-Joy?
I am great. I'm so glad it's over. Thank you. We made it.
We made it.
We made it. It was a dark tunnel at some points, but we made it, y'all. We made it.
We did. And also here to talk it through is Mika. How are you today, Mika?
I'm good. Ooh. I'm good. Yes, I agree that the tunnel was dark.
Yes.
It was dark, and I heard some things. It's going to be hearsay. So, like, I was listening to another podcast, and they had some claims that we will talk about that will line up with things that we've been saying all season. So that'll be something that we can speculate about.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I read those claims too.
Well, I don't, and I can't wait to hear the thing.
Hi, Kay. Thank you for joining us.
Hi,
You've been hanging out with us through and through this mess of a season, or not even mess, like this.
Yes.
What would we call this season?
Big up to y'all for hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Hi, Dreadful Ruby.
Hi, Dreadful Ruby. Hi, KB.
Hatch Kid. Hey, girls.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jess. Gotta say, it has been a glorious weeks for the Love Island Black viewers. Absolutely. Just to jump ahead an episode, but I just want to say one thing. Do you think that maybe that Love Island UK saw the success, the hype, the fact that all the couples were considerably either POC or full black, and they decided to allow, our votes to matter, or like, you know what I mean? Like, throw you out of the villa, basically allow for the black vote to matter and the black couple. Like, I don't know. It just seems really interesting that no season, it's been 11 seasons.
Right.
And they've never had a full black winner. And all of a sudden now, because there's so much success in the US with two couples having full black women as winners in there, and the first full black couple as a winner in any franchise, do you think they just wanted to jump on that train?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. The jury's still out.
Well, they posted the results.
Okay, I didn't see the results.
Yes, so they won by 6% of the vote. White people were rolling for Mimi. I think what they wanted to happen with that whole Terrace thing and him going after her with the Terrace thing was to get her out of it, and it didn't work. It backfired. And because from what I heard, they promised him a final spot.
Correct, I heard that.
Yeah, so
but that's what I'm saying, though. He didn't make it to the final.
Correct, so, which is why they did what they did to make sure he didn't make it to the final.
But that's what I'm wondering, is if they were allowing now, maybe, because like, if he got to the final, maybe it would have been Mimi and Josh that didn't get to the final. It
would have been Io and Jess.
Well, we'll see, because we'll go through the votes, and I don't think it was Io and Jess that
they were in second place. Io and Jess were in second place for the most votes.
All right. Well, I still think that they were hoping that Mimi and Thing would have maybe been ousted, but we'll see. Yeah, Kay knows the piping hot tea. We'll go into it a little bit more. We already heard some of it, but that's pretty much it. Dreadful says the total highlights of the season were Eve performing. Yep, Josh.
Oh my God, that was so good. Eve performing.
Could have done without the rest.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
Justice was
served. It was served. Okay.
Energy.
It was served.
A lot of white people started to feel that white guilt when that mirror is presented to them.
I'm telling you, white people were riding for Mimi. They were. And I think Sean and Matilda split the vote with Kieran and Nicole, because a lot of people did not want to vote. They thought that, kind of what we were thinking, that Nicole and Kieran thought that they had this in the bag, and they were trying to vote Kieran and Nicole, which if they hadn't voted them, I think they might have got that 6 to 7%, because they got 14%.
Yeah, and I think that what Joey was trying to do backfired, because the white people started looking at him like, you will not let this go. You are insufferable. Like, they really started to turn on him like, dude,
yeah,
like, let it go, dude. Like, just let it go. And then they were like, Sean, you are nothing but his puppet. Like, I think they started to get irritated with it too. Like, enough is enough and too much is foolish. Like, please. So
Kate says, I also think that the Black UK voters also did not split the vote in large number this year too. They learned from last year with Whitney and Ella.
I agree. I know there was a fraction, and keyword is fraction, of people trying to get Ayo and Jess higher than they were, like winning. But the fraction is small. Ayo messed up. It might have actually dented if Ayo didn't mess up as big as he did. Like, if he had just chose Jess and then been very apologetic to Mimi, and then didn't play with her afterwards, I think it's possible, because a lot of people see what we see is that him and Jess are way more suited, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so are Mimi and Josh.
Yes, Josh is a man.
Yeah. So I don't think it would have been as bad for him if he had went post Casa a different way, but he didn't.
Mary says, however, they need to do something about the format of the show. Regardless, it was a horrible season.
Absolutely.
It was just, I was just hanging in here just to help Chantele, because I was tired. And Chantele kept saying, come on, it's not that many episodes, come on. And I was like, ooh, I can't do it.
I know, especially with like the excitement of wanting to talk every single episode. We're just like, I'm finished watching it after doing a recap and sitting there for like 3 hours doing a recap, and then coming on till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
I need to talk about this episode.
I mean, we were up. I would be like, Tamika, are you getting online? Like, I'm taking my bonnet off. Getting up here to talk about
seriously, the adrenaline rush.
Like, can somebody do it? I'm like, I still working.
The adrenaline rush that US gave us, like, I don't, the high, they just
right.
And the thing is, they could have, but they refused to get out of their own way. And I will say this, this season is, again, the worst season since season 9, but same thing happened. A POC couple won season 9, a Black couple won this season. And so, I mean, it's crazy that your least performing seasons, then the Black people do seem to get through. And that's probably because the majority of their audience stopped watching. So
Kay says here, yes, even the white people were getting tired. They don't mind casual racism, but having it presented daily for several weeks on end was a bit too much for where people may be shifting back to. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, I don't know why the producers insisted on having them continue with those storylines. Like, they just wouldn't let it go. And it was very obvious that they were only targeting the Black couples. Anyways, let's get to this episode, because we're going to talk more about what I perceived racism will say with some of what's still going on in the house with those two Islanders. So it's the morning, and Joey says, today's going to be a great day. And in my head, I was like, hopefully it's not. Because I had seen the headline that Sam goes off on Joey. So I was like, oh, it's not going to be a good day for sure. I didn't know what was going to happen for sure, but I did get a spoiler. And I was like, damn it. Like, I wanted to be surprised, but, what can you do? I was watching it late. Nicole and Kieran are talking about their vote, and they're saying that friendship was the question, and the vote was what was the most compatible couple. I I just didn't really like how they were all going about choosing their people. Like like the fact that, you know, Sean doesn't think that they're compatible. Neither of the black couples are compatible, and I'm just like, we talked about it, but the fact that he was the one that was meddling and sticking his nose in their business and saying that they were feeling ways that they either admitted to saying, or they said that they didn't feel that way, or that they've snipped it in the bud, they've solved it, they've settled it, they've talked it through, and because it hasn't settled for you means that they're not compatible. Like, what do you mean? They've talked through their issue and you have a problem. Maybe you're not compatible with them in a relationship.
Right. And that's the thing. He was just doing, he wasn't going off of compatibility. He was going off of who he wanted to target. And he thought he was backing Joey. And he thought him and Joey were going to be on the same page and that they were both going to be choosing these people. Mm-hmm. And he got a rude awakening. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, but he really, it didn't have anything to do with compatibility. It was all about friendship. Even with Karen and Nicole. I mean, it just won out because she was going to be more forceful, but it was about her friendship. She was like, I'm not letting you take Mimi down because I feel closer to her. So if you're going to pick a black person, it's going to have to be your friend, not my friend. Like, you know, I mean, it's just kind of about it was about friendship. It wasn't about compatibility. Except for Josh and Mimi were really trying to be our compatibility, I guess.
Yeah, they should have maybe been a little more strategic.
It was so funny. People were so mad at them, but they're like, oh, they were being strategic. And it was more that Mimi was being Mimi. Like, Mimi was being the loyal friend that she is and going with Friendship Island because Josh, when the votes were announced, Josh was like, I told you. Because her line was, I'm not voting for Nicole and I'm not voting for Matilda because
she thinks they're her friends. Yep.
Because those are her friends.
She definitely should have. I was shocked actually that she didn't choose Matilda and Sean. You know what I mean? Because I thought she would be thinking strategically. I know, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, when she said the couple that she would hang, even when all this shit was going on, when she said the couple she would hang outside the villa with was Sean and Matilda, and they would ghost Io and Jess, that told me all the things that I needed to know. Matilda's her friend because there's no fucking way that I'm friends as much with Matilda that I want to hang out with Sean. Sorry. Yeah,
but she really thought they were her friends. But correct. In Mimi's defense, her friendship helped her in the end.
Yes. True. Absolutely.
It helped her in the end. It did help her in the end. So in her mind, you know, these people are her friends.
Correct. You know? And that's what, you know, people were mad at her. And I was like, y'all wanted her to stay on code, but Io did not stay on code. Oh. If it was up to Io, she would have been dumped twice now. Absolutely. What are you talking about?
The reason why I would say, okay, not on code, but I do think that Io and Jess also were subject to the same stuff that Joey and Jess, you know what I mean? Like, so like me and Josh were getting from Joey and Jesse and from Sean and Matilda. So just in solidarity of the four of them being impacted by them, that is why I would think that those would be the two couples that I would be putting my votes on.
You know, I agree. But for some reason, she thinks Matilda is her friend.
But also fair to also bring up that Josh also knew that Io's brother does not like Jess. And that probably is going to be a problem on the outside. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that you could bring into it. I do think that Mimi was not thinking about it strategically. She had her line, and Josh was like, well, if I'm gonna then pick another couple, then you know we're not picking Nicole and Karen. I'm gonna have to say Josh and Jess because I know this information.
I kind of agree with Dreadful Ruby here. Thinks that Jess has showed a lot more respect for Mimi as a friend. And Matilda didn't really defend Mimi against Sean's bullshit, barely, if at all. So that's like those would be the actions that I'd be looking at, being like, oh my god, we endured some stuff together. I know part of it was Io's doing and like, you know what I mean? But they were impacted, and so I just wouldn't want to knock them down as well.
But she's never seen her as her friend. Like, I mean, she's tried to be cordial with Jess, but she's always seen her as this other woman type person. Even though she's over it now and she has Josh, Like Mimi, I mean, Jess has always wanted to be Mimi's friend. She's always wanted to be Mimi's friend. But you know,
because agreeing with Jess here, feeling no ways about this because of all the mess that he caused Mimi early on, I would have voted for them twice. I think though it's more for me the voting for Sean as opposed to the not voting for Io.
Yeah.
But also our feelings weren't hurt. Our feelings weren't hurt by Io though. So we're thinking strategically in that aspect, whereas she's never thought that way. She's always went with how she was feeling emotionally. She has not been strategic the whole game. That's not her.
So then we see Joey and Jesse talking about how they're the strongest couple. Like
his arrogance is
like, this is the second time he's done this. He did it when him and Grace landed the bottom. We should be up there. That's not fair. We should be up there. And this is how you know he's been playing a game from the start. Because how are you in a strongest couple with Grace then, and then in a strongest couple with Jesse now? No.
And Jesse is delusional. That man is not gonna be worried.
I know. Who said this though? What's your favorite thing about me? And they say, your laugh makes me smile. It was so Josh to Mimi, right?
Oh no, Mimi because Kieran had asked
Josh. Sorry, yeah.
I mean, it was Matilda or something.
It was Mimi and Josh because she was hugged up on him and she's like, you know, the best thing is like. You make me laugh, like I love your, and I was like, oh my God, they're so cute.
He's very handsome. I think after she was out of like the cloud of Io, like you know, like she's like, oh wait,
right,
what's in front of my eyes?
He was like, this is a man.
She said that, like, you know, it was never going to go back to where it was. She just needed to work through that. And I think I said that too. Sometimes you just need to get through whatever emotions and feelings that you had of a situation so you could be like,
she does things differently than me. That's a Piscean way, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. The haze of that little Pisces cloud that was
girl, you know.
The veil came lifted and it was like, but mind you, in an interview today that Josh did, he literally said that he was attracted to her from what he'd seen on, you know, the videos. But the minute she walked into that room where they had their first date, and he's like, she wasn't even looking at me, but she was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen.
Yes, remember when they was in a jacuzzi? He was like, "Girl, you should be modeling." Like, like you got it going on.
like he basically said, her beauty doesn't even translate as beautiful as she is on camera as it does in person, and I can see that.
Well, because it's like people's essence comes through in person that you're just so surprised by. It actually reminds me of, did you ever see the movie Cocktail?
Yes.
With Tom Cruise.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but yes.
The anniversary of the release was today, so that's why it's on my mind. But I remember my mom was like an extra in one of the scenes in that movie. And she would tell me all the time that Elizabeth Shue, who is the female lead in that movie, she's like, is so gorgeous. She's the most beautiful woman. Like
I love Elizabeth Shue.
On TV, she doesn't look nearly as pretty as she does in real life. She's like, it was so stunning. She was so much more stunning than I could ever imagine.
Yeah,
and,
I can see that.
I mean, I think she's obviously beautiful, but how my mom was just going on about how Elizabeth was so pretty, like for years, she'd be telling me, oh my God. And so this is probably kind of how I'm feeling that maybe Mimi is translating is like in real life, like, oh my God, like pretty,
and then you add the personality to it, like you're saying aura, because he said she wouldn't even look at him. She was like playing it coy, and he's like, he could just see it. I just loved it. I love that he said that because I feel like too, not to bring USA into it, but we're gonna bring USA to it. Cordell, it's the same thing, right? Like he couldn't even see her really because he don't have his glasses on. But what he saw of her, she was everything.
He saw that smile. He said, "That's all you need to see."
That's what I'm saying. Like
he wearing green like me, and that smile. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I love it. I love that from our two sets of winners, that's what we got. The guy fell first, guys. Yep. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
So Josh and Mimi are cuddling, and you make you laugh, you take care of me. I think that she likes that he's a man in the sense that he wants to be like, I don't know if that's so the provider, but have that energy of like, I taking care of you. Absolutely. Which I think is something that's familiar to her, that's comforting to her, and is something that she's probably was always looking for, but didn't really realize that she kind of needed or wanted. So I see a future with them. I don't know if I'm just wishful thinking, but there's something adult and mature about their energy together that says longevity. It doesn't say fling to me. It seems like a long-lasting relationship.
I agree. She said her love language is acts of service. Well, she said all of them, but she's like, she really, the main one is like acts of service. And she was just like, so him, always doing things for her and, her feeling taken care of by him, it really, really makes an impact on how she feels about him.
I was going to say her fan page is run by her best friend. And she said, I think she's the one that came to After Sun. And she said, no, Josh is like, she's like, she could see them going far for very long. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
In walks Maya Jama into the villa. And
this was her first outfit that I was like, it's all right.
I don't remember her first outfit. What was it?
No, I said this is the first outfit that I saw her in, and I was just like, "Is this okay?" It was like a pink and white tie-dye type dress thing, and it was just
it was very villa-y.
I don't remember
she
it.
Usually come in like boom.
Well, it's also like day, so maybe this is her day gear. At night, she's like maybe makes it pop a little bit more.
Maybe so.
I don't know why I wrote their names there. Was it showing the votes? Because I wrote down Nicole and Kira, and then I wrote like Jess and Joey.
Oh yes, yeah. So then she announced as soon as she got in the votes that they each.
Who each couple voted for? Okay, yes. Mm-hmm. So Nicole and Kieran. So they voted for Jess and Jesse and Joey. Jess and Io, and I was like, okay, Kieran, you're gonna vote for Io, okay? Like, why wouldn't? He's not even friends with Matilda and Sean.
No, but I told you Nicole won out. It's Friendship Island, and Nicole won out. Her friends have to be safe. Matilda and Mimi have to be safe.
Yeah, because the fight was between them choosing Josh and Mimi or Io and Jess. Matilda and Sean was never in the equation. Mind you, they're probably what stopped them from winning, but we won't. We move. And so they literally was putting it between the two black couples. They chose, Jesse and Joey was the right decision, but they were putting it between the two black couples, and they basically were like,
she has a better relationship with Mimi.
Yeah.
And he has a better relationship with Io.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jess and Io, they chose Matilda and Sean, and Jesse and Joey. The correct picks, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was the correct pick, in my opinion. But
it's like everybody should have voted for them. Then Matilda and Sean voted for Jess and Io, and Mimi and Josh. I was like, no surprise there. I'm like, if you got any melanin, you're gonna be voted by Sean, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Mimi and Josh voted for Jess and Joey and Jess and Io. We already kind of discussed as to why she did that. And then Jesse and Joey voted for Mimi and Josh. And Matilda and Sean, I guess because Joey's really good friends with Io, that saved them from that vote.
But you would have thought he was better friends with Sean, because Sean been up his backside this whole time. And, you would have thought that they were like this over him and Io. I would have thought.
Supposedly, he told Sean it was strategic.
Mm-hmm. How's it strategic, though? Let's work this through. What's his
that mind? They thought that they would, if they dinged them, they could out them.
Because he probably thought in his mind, right, the black couples are going to pick me and Sean. He probably was thinking in his mind, we've been on them.
Oh,
and
so
riding
they'd
them.
have the most votes,
Right?
if everybody voted for them.
Yeah. So he was trying to put one more vote on them, thinking if it's coming down to a tie, if I put a vote on him, then I'm breaking the tie. You know what I mean? Because they thought they were choosing the person that was going home. So, you know.
Okay, so correct choices. That was for Jesse and Joey and Matilda and Sean.
Absolutely.
Check. So the decision, though, between the people that got votes, so Nicole and Kieran didn't get any votes from any of their Islanders, so they all basically said they're the most compatible couple. It's going to be in the hands of their previous Islanders, so they all come walking in. First up is Patsy, and so she says that this person that she's voting for, and so it's who to dump, which couple to dump. Right. So that was the right way to do it. I think it's more savage, absolutely.
Yes.
But
because you all thought it was going to be who you wanted to.
No, I said it was two options.
Yeah, we were going back and forth with like
yeah.
it could be.
Yeah. We said we're
like, is it going to be one or two people that they're going to be choosing to stay or to go? Like we weren't really we kind of bounced around as to potential.
Okay. Yeah.
But I like that they went with dumping, like
dumping.
Getting rid of.
Yeah. It listen, I'm gonna say that entire section, no notes. I have no notes. It went perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So Patsy says she's one of the person that is least genuine and is seemingly playing a game rather than the girl that he is with, Joey and Jess. Yes. She's seen the tapes and she made an accurate assessment. Thank you. Hugo is next. And he thinks that if it was earlier in the season that this person that he's voting for would have gone for Lola.
Yes.
But it was too late in the season. Yep. So he's stuck in his couple. And again, another vote for Joey and Jesse.
And he was there to witness that.
Yep.
Well, because they were on that double date.
No accountability. Joey takes no accountability, and Jesse blindly just rides for her man. Lord knows she ride it out for that man.
She really should have been quiet because every time she spoke up, she looked stupid.
KB says, literally, Joey getting his humbling was delightful. No, it was. I just was like savoring it. I was just really like, delicious, tasty, tasty. Harriet says, this boy may have feelings for someone else. I think it's because she's really good friends with Joey, and so she wasn't going to be voting for Joey. I don't really know what her relationship was with Io, but she chose Io and Jess.
Well, remember she was close to Mimi, so she did Io on both ends. You see what I'm saying?
That was basically a shot for her girl. Mm-hmm. She took her and a couple other people took out the rounds, loaded the gun, and was like, "That's for my girl.
That's for Mimi.
That's for my girl." Right. That was it. That was all. Because I think I said at the last episode, there were certain people that had been very vocal. They did not rate what Io did to Mimi. And they also have been riding for Mimi and Josh since then. And so, yes, because her reasoning made no sense. But I know that was literally like a petty Taurus. Like, don't fuck with my friend.
Omar, I didn't write down what he said, but he voted for Sean and Matilda. And Sean had lip, right?
Oh my God!
He basically was saying because of what Sean did. You know,
I just didn't write. I thought I just would remember. So
he basically was like, "Well, this girl wants to get to know me, and he kicked me out of the villa. And I feel like if that had not happened, it's possible that they would not be together right now. And so he chose." And again, I like a petty Virgo too.
Well, and didn't Matilda say something like, "Well, I don't know if that's true" or something like that? Like she said something.
I don't know if that's true.
But then she said, "But it's fair." But she did say, "But it's fair."
Yeah.
I wonder how much
she don't do Jesse. She don't do Jesse foolishness. Now she might. Sometimes she don't check Sean, but she don't be riding for him like Jesse do. She be rolling her eyes. She do be rolling her eyes at him.
Kay thinks that Jesse is literally a fool.
I also think that and Ronnie's vote was also them getting warning. Just so y'all know, this is what people are saying, because again, these people got to watch since they left the show. They know what's happening, meaning that they are also the viewing audience. That so then we see Sean try to clean it up later, but we will talk about that.
Oh God, that
him and Joey tried to argue every single thing. Every time somebody voted, Joey like, but you doing this? I'm not game. I'm not playing no game. I've been with her. I've been with her ever since, like
every vote. He could not take it. Every vote. But I stayed with her from Casa. I stayed with her from Casa.
Doesn't matter, babe. Joey says, didn't Joey argue back after every vote? He never shuts up. He can't take anything. And Kay says that little man just couldn't take it. Next is Uma. And thinks that this boy has not cared about the feelings of the girl. And that was another shot at Jess and Io.
Yes. And I will say this, because people could not understand why Harriet and Uma voted for Io and Jess. And I'm like, because remember, they were not in the villa for what happened towards the tail end. They got to see the man treat her like crap and like with her feelings when he brought Jess back. Then they came out the villa and watched him play around with her like a puppet and then throw her under the bus. Like, it's literally like, don't fuck with my friend. Like, how dare you? And then on top of that, you're not even treating the girl that you supposedly threw her over for correctly, because you're throwing away her feelings every time she's trying to, express her feelings to you. You're not kind. So yes, every shot he deserved. Every shot he deserved.
Next up is Roddy.
Like, he does consider my feelings. Jessica, you was crying, okay? And Matilda's like, what's wrong? And you crying about, you don't even want to be able to express yourself in front of him or how you feel about his brother saying that and how him telling you that made you feel. You feel like he doesn't consider. You got mad when he don't tell you about meeting with Mimi and stuff like that. So it's how quickly people forget when they feel like they just got to defend themselves against stuff. I'm like, ugh.
Jennifer said Uma sounded ridiculous. She left with a guy with far more red flags than Io.
I don't know about far more. I think they're pretty much on the same path. They both got real huge flags.
And Rachel says that comment from Uma could have been directed at her current boyfriend.
Absolutely.
Oh, it could have. Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes you point in the finger when you should be pointing it, you're whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and I will say too, Harriet did also say to Jess, like, and Io, that Jess shouldn't need that much reassurance. Just
absolutely.
And again, this all comes down to also Io's brother, because they were also using that. Him talking about just needing so much.
I'm annoyed by Io's brother actually doing that though. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Kind of irritating. And you know what though? Like, Io should be mad at his brother because giving them another reason for them to not think that they're in a strong couple. It could have also, like, I don't know if it would have made them win, but like, it definitely, they lost some points, some votes, for sure.
Literally helped them load the ammunition. Literally. Like, how could you do that? And it was after the final recoupling. It's not like he could move to Mimi. So why would you even say something like that? Just because he lost his chance to win? Just because he lost his chance to win? That was his fault. That was his fault. You could have told him that on the outside.
Yeah, no, definitely he should have been, in my opinion, supportive of this new relationship. Just to give his brother a chance at winning the show.
Correct.
Right? And then being like, I mean, I'm just saying that to be nice, but I think that you're better suited with Mimi. And like, I don't know if you're like after when it's not influencing an entire
brother. So if Io doesn't do right, why would you expect for his brother to do right? They can.
Okay, that's true. That's true. That is true.
Absolutely.
So Ronnie's next, and I love that he points out this person's obsession with other couples and doesn't see it last on the outside. I was like,
Listen, Ronnie, no notes. Ronnie was spitting.
Yes.
Do I like Ronnie again? What's going on here?
Listen,
I was like, I don't care about that hair fibers. Like, all of a sudden you're like,
did you see his interview about it?
No, I've not watched it yet.
Yeah. He did an interview about it. Listen, I like Ronnie. I rate Ronnie. He's been riding for Mimi on the outside, and he was upset at Io, but then he realized that Io did the right thing. And so, yes, come through Turbo. he did the right thing, and no notes. No, right. He was spitting fire. Yeah, listen. I might actually follow him.
I was the most plus about Ronnie. Then Miss T Joy, and Mika was never a fan.
Mika was never a fan.
I'm like, again, listen, we're gonna talk red flags. Harriet, he got red flags too. They all got red flags.
Yeah. They do all have red flags. Dreadful Movie says definitely find Ronnie more likable post Villa.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw Harriet was holding that hand.
That's my guy.
Still together. They still together.
Yeah.
See, Ronnie girly. Hilarious. So next up is Sam. He was one that was voted out first. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about how they communicate and how they're just not able to let stuff go. And that's aimed directly at Joey and Jess. And Joey just thinks that he's only saying this because, like, he's bitter towards him because he stole his opportunity to be on the show and blah, blah, blah. And I just love, though, how nobody gave any energy. They're just, like, just dug their heels in and just, like, no, I stand with what I say. Like, none of them were fazed by Joey clapping back.
Yeah. Oh, did we talk about how Sean and Matilda were upset at Ronnie because of what he said?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, why are you talking about the outside? And I'm like, because
they've been outside.
Because they're outside and you know what it takes. And this is part of the show. Like, Matilda's like, I just do his comment about working on the outside. Like, we're not there yet. But you're about to be? What are you talking about?
Tomorrow.
Aren't we supposed to pick the couple we think gonna last?
It's people. So Jess is next. I forgot about Jess. Like, remember how much
you forgot about the prize?
I forgot about the prize. She was mentioning that reassurance isn't always given. So this is another bullet, we'll say, in your firing squad against Io here. So Io and Jess get her vote.
Yeah, I was like, we should listen. Jess's vote should not be shocking because she was never going to vote for Mimi or them white people. So,
Kay's on fire tonight. Kay's like, another reason for me to dislike Sean and Matilda. I will not suffer any sour candy slander of my Turbo.
They were pissed. And he was like, he basically called them racist, called Sean racist without saying it.
Mm.
Well, I mean, so Ruben's next, and he is another person that really stuck to what he was saying, that he doesn't think that the girl will be able to keep up with his lifestyle outside the villa. And it's factual.
He's been saying that, though.
That's the other thing, Miss Teacher. You know what pissed me off? The Love Island social media page put, Ruben gets his revenge. And I was like, what are you talking about? Ruben has been saying the same thing since he was in the villa. What revenge? Like, he's been saying that this will not work. And he's been fighting for Jessie. Like, don't talk to her like that.
Thank you. The whole time, him and Joey got into it in the villa when Jessie went off and was crying. But yes, she's so ride or die for that man, and she never even thanked Ruben for even coming to her defense. But he was like, Jessie, Joey, I don't like how you talk to women. I don't like how you talking to her. I don't like how you do stuff. I don't like how you be talking to Grace. Like, he was like, and Ruben is much nicer, because had that have been Josh, and if Joy was saying half of the stuff that he would say to Grace, man, Josh and him, it would have been bigger problem.
Another thing too, like I might have been petty and said something if I was Ruben, and because no, actually, I'm surprised that he didn't say something because he's a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius, they're known to keep, say things too much or put their foot in their mouth,
can't keep their mouth shut. I know.
Right.
So he was quite retained or reserved with what he said. But why wouldn't he say something like, "You're a decade over than me, sir. Why are you fighting with a 23-year-old? Like you're
a vote that
decade.
I was asked to cast, and I'm telling you my reasons why. It's that simple. You can
and you're talking about exclusive because I don't know if it was what interview it was, but he was like, what are you talking about? We're not moving in. Like he freaked out when he got asked about moving in with Jesse.
He said that you're gonna come move and live with me in Essex. He asked her.
But he said I'm gonna make an Essex girl out of you or something.
So somebody asked that question. I forget where. I can't remember where. And he started freaking out about we're not moving in. And they're like, but didn't you say like you're bringing her back to? Oh well, yes, she's coming back to Essex
to visit.
What, she's gonna put her in a hotel? Like, gonna stay on your friend's couch? Like, what
that woman gonna have to walk home in stilts. She is.
Imagine her just like walking just like to Essex in her stilts.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Joey. Will is next, and he says based on the family visits and what the family members had to say, he chose Io and Jess as well. Do you think that Uba was like, you have to do that? Because he was pretty good friends with Io, no?
Will is nobody's friend. No, I'm just playing. He was saying he's close to his brother, and he feels that Uma probably told him, because he probably was like, I don't know who to vote for. So Uma might have told him that. Or maybe he does feel like he respects his brother's opinions a lot, and so maybe Io, would. But
I don't remember if Will and Io were friends. But also, to be fair, I think a lot of people do know how close Io is to his family, and that their opinion matters, right? But also, again, there were certain people that I know Will wasn't voting for, so. He ain't trying to miss out on bottle service with Joey. He ain't like
because he's an opportunist. Let's be clear.
So Mary says Joey gonna make Jesse make the walk of shame, and I was thinking this exact same next. Walk of shame on stilts is next level though. It's next level. Like you imagine seeing somebody with like yesterday's makeup and dress on walking in stilts. Sorry, we were taking it too far, but oh my god, please somebody make that cartoon or meme for me. Like I just need to see that. Girl Sam is next and saying that this person is a game player and saying that they're a liar, saying that there's no spark there or whatever. And I wish she gave him more smoke. She could have given him more.
She could have given she did it right, because at some point you don't want them to be able to turn you into a villain, right? She gave him the level of smoke, like do you guys see that he's fucking delusional and that he's a liar, because he's lying, right? Friendship couple?
He never told that girl they were in a friendship couple.
Why would they go on a date if they were in a friendship couple?
He never told her that, and he didn't tell her that. And he just the disrespect. Like, once again,
how embarrassed would you be if you're Jesse standing by your man?
She's not embarrassed. She is not embarrassed. She thinks he is surprised.
It's to be expected, with the way he moved in the villa. This is all just like revenge. No, girl, you hooked up with a game player. You guys were never getting anywhere.
Well, yeah, we know.
You could have maybe said it was revenge if these people were secluded. They're telling you what they've seen. You're in it. You can't see, but they have been out of the villa and they're telling you what they have seen.
I can't believe I just looked at Jesse's Instagram. She's at 226. I was surprised. I was like, I thought she'd be at like 20,000 or something.
Yeah, no, people like Jessie. Again, Jessie is, I think Jessie came in and had her own personality. And I mean, to be fair, people were voting for them. I just think that there's nothing, Joey was just pulling them way far down. Just way far down.
Okay. Jessie has no shame. She's sticking it out for an economy seat to Ibiza.
For real.
And he is the one that he got first class, but he don't have enough points to put her. So he gonna make her sit in economy while he in first class talking and flirting with the person next to him. And then she just gonna be happy when they get off the plane and be holding his hand like nothing happened. She's that girl. That's her. That's her.
I see it for sure. Like, and she just is so grateful to be with him that she'll take that like embarrassment.
Yeah.
Any more you want to say about Sam and giving it to Joey?
No, she did her big one.
Manveer is next, and he felt that this couple was least likely to work on the outside, and that's Jessie and Joey.
Thank you, Manveer.
That's probably the most words he said on the show, right?
Absolutely.
I don't remember him saying anything else.
But he wasn't going to go against his OG boys, and he wasn't going to go against, Mimi and Nicole, and so.
Then lastly is Grace, and she says that he's always getting involved, and he has his girls fighting off the arguments that he has. Grace made it, I think, look stupid, which was great, just to have like the nice cherry on top with her.
Absolutely.
Like, vote towards Joey and Jessie.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only thing I'm just like with Grace, so like, okay, like we found out that Grace and him actually met differently than they were portraying.
Well, now, okay, I'm wondering if I could just, they didn't tell the full story. I'm thinking that, so it looks like, you saw this, right, Mrs. T. Joy?
What'd you say?
That they were on Celebs Go Dating. I've actually seen this season, so I'm like, I just didn't really recognize her. She looks a little bit different.
She looks different, yeah.
But so they were on Celebs Go Dating, and they interacted. This was probably
I did see that clip. Yeah, you
decade ago.
Somebody sent it to me. Yeah, I did see that clip. Yeah.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if they see each other in Spain
holiday,
and was like, oh, like hey, and that could have been why they
hooked up.
They started talking, you know what I mean? And then they did have their, little thing. But I'm thinking that was probably a lead in to them having their little fling.
But I think they did say that they've known each other a very long time, though. They did say that.
Yeah. And so basically, the couple that got the lowest votes is going to pack their bags and go. And we got Joey Essex out of the villa.
It took forever.
Oh man. It was a good day. I was like, could you take Sean with you?
Yeah. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. To do this, we lost final dates.
Yeah, to have Joey for the whole season. Yeah.
And dumped this way. Like
that was messed up. That was messed up.
I think that's ridiculous.
Absolutely, it is.
And so the only thing that I am glad is that Mimi got to go on a couple of dates. Otherwise, I would be very pissed.
Yeah, she got out of the people left. She got like the boat date with Io, and then she got the other date with the walking date or in the market with Josh.
And she went on a date with Omar.
She first met Josh.
Yes.
Oh, and she went on a date with.
So this was the season of Mimi.
Yes. Hence why I thought she should win.
Maybe fully that's why Sean and Josh were just completely targeting her, because they could see that she was the star of the show. She was the prize.
Yes. And I loved it that they got absolutely no votes. I know Io was over there like, she ain't nobody gonna vote for her. They ain't gonna get no vote.
Jessica says people online were worried Grace was going to vote for Mimi and Josh. She knows better. She would be roasted for the foreseeable future if she dared to do it. No, she did.
She was gonna get Joey. No, she was gonna get Joey.
She was always gonna get Joey, but she also stepped out of the villa at the correct moment, because I remember they were kind of coming for them that last day, and then they got dumped, and then that was her just desserts, because when she then stepped out of the villa, it's like, oh, I see, it looks bad. Okay, yeah.
Right, because she tried to make it seem like Josh, like I cut things off with you. Remember, she was trying to make, no, he never tried to pursue you because you thought he was going to pick you. So you be quiet. You lying.
Yeah.
We do have to see Jessie crying, thinking that all the reasons that were given were bullshit. I was like, she's in Delulu world.
Yes.
She'll realize on the outside she's not leaving him.
Can't save her. She don't want to be saved.
But he's gonna drop her quick.
She ain't leaving. What he's gonna drop her. She ain't leaving.
And he gonna have to block her because she gonna keep calling.
No, he's gonna ghost her, and she's gonna be like, I don't know what happened. Like, we're
at the reunion, he's gonna be like, I don't know, I haven't heard from Joey.
I have to go to work. I have to fly out for this. He gonna keep trying to make it seem like he on business trips.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Dubai, it's a time difference, and then she's gonna have the same story as Grace,
right?
Yep.
We see Sean saying goodbye to Joey and having a friggin' heart to heart. I didn't watch it.
But Sean was mad though. Because he's still in the back of his mind, like, you voted for me. And Joy was like, well, let me tell you why. And then it was then that he saw the light. Like, okay, nobody voted for Josh and Mimi. I've been up here dragging them. Mm-hmm. And then you don't voted for me. And now I'm looking like the a-hole. Like, it finally went ding, 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 ding.
I got more votes than Josh and Mimi. I got more votes than Josh and Mimi, and including the person I've been backing and riding for this entire time. Maybe if I kept my ass out of it.
Right.
So actually, we can talk about since they're out of the villa now, we could talk briefly about what the tea is. And so basically, it's come out that apparently Joey was promised that he would be making it to the final with whatever deal or contract that they'd made with him. Mm-hmm. And he's pissed that they didn't fulfill that part of, I guess, his contract or whatever. That I don't know if this is true, but apparently he didn't spend all of his time in the villa. He got special treatment and was able to leave the villa at certain times. Mm-hmm. And that production was the one that bought the flowers for Mimi that he presented to Mimi as a peace offering.
Yeah,
that wasn't.
They were trying to clean up his image. They were
not only clean up his image. Remember, they were getting Ofcom. Like, this is why I was saying to you guys, like, it wasn't just the black people who were upset. The white people were upset. They got so many Ofcoms about the treatment Sean and Joey were giving Mimi, at like a lot, twice. Every episode, the last 2 episodes before, they were getting them. So Sean apologized to Josh one day, remember, and tried to apologize to Mimi. And then the next time, Joey tried to apologize to Mimi and then bought her the flowers. Yes. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't that
I knew production had given him the flowers, because I was like, when did he go buy flowers? I was thinking that whole time. I'm like, now when did he go buy flowers?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I'm missing?
They tried to say he didn't get special treatment, but then yes, we found out that he absolutely
got he got to leave, for like a couple hours, because he was spending the night. Was he spending the night in the villa, or
he's spending the night? But it's like midday he could leave and go outside.
I think he had his phone too. No, or am I making that up?
Yeah, they gave, he would go and hang out with the producers. He did not stay in the villa the entire time.
But his girl had to stay.
Yes. because he don't care about that girl.
Hold on. So
is this in writing that he was to make it to the finals? Because is he gonna try to sue, like breach a contract? Was this like in writing, or
I don't know. It might have been a verbal. You know, we're gonna make sure you get to the final.
Well, it's like, yeah, for sure, we're gonna make it to the final. Like, you know, maybe it's that kind of thing.
But I'm telling you right now, if they had let Joey get to the finals, hang this show up, they're done. They would have lost. Like, I'm telling you right now, they would have lost this show.
I mean, it still might be on its way out, but
yes. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think. Yeah. No.
I'm not sure if
they need to do better with casting or something. I don't know.
It wasn't. I don't think it was casting. They had a pretty good. It's just Joey. If they took Joey out of the villa,
probably would have been a good season.
I think it would have been a great season, guys. I think if
if they allowed him to be dumped.
Yes. If they had dumped him, it like either prior to Casa or right after Casa when we
a long time ago when he started being annoying. Like,
correct, mid-season, because they thought, we need him for Casa. He didn't do anything in Casa. He sat there, and then he tried to win the show with Jesse. Like that's when they should have dumped him. They should have just allowed him to be dumped.
Right. And that's why he acted like that, because he thought he had free reign and he was the king. And I can't be, I'm making it to the finals. There's nothing y'all can do about it. So I can say whatever, do whatever, act however, be, just bullyish or arrogant or rude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about this last time, I think, Dreadful Ruby, that USA season 6 is starting next week on ITV. And so, we know our girlies are all over 1 million. Leah's over 2 million. Rob probably has hit 1 million now.
So he hit 1 million. He's a little over 1 million.
Ooh,
so,
wow.
I think Leah's 2.3.
And
Serena's 1.2.
There's one today, earlier today.
And
then Cordell and Kenny,
Kenny's still struggling here.
Kenny's at 350, I think. And Cordell's I think at maybe 7 now.
He should be at 7 by now. I
686 for Cordell.
So this is what I did say to some of my friends, because they're like, oh, why is Rob at 1 million? The thing is, most guys don't get a lot of following. And Cordell doesn't post a lot.
Well, and also Rob went on Call Her Daddy, which is going to have that whole white audience that's very big and popular.
Yeah. So I do think once he moves to LA, because he's waiting for Serena to move into her new apartment and get settled, they'll be fine, right? I think he'll get probably, especially now with the UK watching, he will probably get to that 1 million or at least 900,000. And the girls are just going to keep growing. And I think Kenny, depends on what they do. I don't know. The man was looking at flights yesterday. He misses his girl. Listen, I don't think either of them are going to make it a week. I don't know. I think Kenny and Cordell are coming back, because I don't think they're going to make it the next week.
Oh my God. He actually has to go to. He's like, I feel like I'm the only one that has to go to work. Like I have to go to a desk job.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see who recreated. Nick Vial recreated that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He called them everybody's favorite couple.
I mean,
what was that?
How to jump on a bandwagon. But
what'd you say? He recreated it.
Sorry.
What did you just say about that video?
I'm just saying he must have recreated their final date with all the hanging comments, and it had.
When did he do that? I missed that.
When they came last week for their interview.
Oh.
Yeah, their interview drops tomorrow.
Oh.
Look, you can't see what I'm showing?
Oh, I didn't see Nick at first. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, hold on. Sure. Okay, here's the whole thing. There's music or something. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's so
cute. That's nice of him.
That's very nice.
I'm not a fan of him, but
he really liked this show, though. He felt hard for this show.
But this is his first time watching it. I'm annoyed with all these people that get to have all these big interviews and stuff like that. with their platforms that are new to the whole franchise. And then there's people that have been slogging through all 6 of these seasons, all 11 of the UK, well, maybe 10, but 10 and 9 and a half, whatever. All the UK, the French ones. Well, I shouldn't finish that one. But you know what I'm saying. We watched a lot of these shows. I struggled
through one and like a couple episodes of Australia.
I've seen like 3 seasons of Australia.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
We
know what we're talking about, and you're just jumping on a bandwagon, and it's just annoying.
Yeah. The show has the potential to always be great. It's casting, it's how it's staged. Well, and that's what people don't appreciate.
They just need to keep on bringing people that audition for the show. Stop just getting people with Instagram followers. It's not. Absolutely. That's not working. It's not working. And like Leah, she auditioned for the show. It wasn't a friend nominating her. It was she wanted this experience, and she auditioned. I want that. I want people that want to be on the show for love or the experience. But we see them all talking about the fact that they forgot that there was a winner or that there was a prize. They were just living. We want that. That's authenticity. That's not going on the show expecting something for your career after. And so that, I think, is also why UK has lost it, because they're choosing people that have followings, and that doesn't create a good show. Just because you have viewers doesn't mean they want to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, even to hear how they broke it to them that they came out, when they came out, like, just so you guys know, y'all are big, like really big. And Kendall's like, oh, like on Peacock? And they're like, no, like in the entire world, like you guys are the biggest. 1 million streams. And they're like, what? Like they went to the mall and were running because they kept getting stuck.
Yes, I saw that. They were like, okay, it's getting weird. Like, and just to have like a personal stylist and have the clothes waiting for you. Yeah, like, and you have your clothes waiting for you, a personal shopper and all of this stuff. And they're like, ooh, we get used to this, going on extra. I love that they were matching just in different colors. I love them.
Yeah, I do. I love them.
Dreadful says, at least Chicks in the Office are longtime fan. I'm just not a fan of them at all.
Oh, yeah.
What's the BetterHelp pusher? What's the problem with that? Like, is it like a fake therapy app? Like, what's the deal? I don't know. I mean, I watched Ryan Bailey a little bit. I found him kind of annoying, and he's a little bit jumping on the bandwagon, but he does cover Bravo stuff. He does cover Vanderpump.
Right. So he basically watched because of Ariana, which I also think is a fair introduction into this show. The host, you want to support her. I don't have a problem with those people.
No, I know, but it's just like it makes sense why he is watching the show. Yeah. But like, it just annoys me when they have these really great interviews and they don't know what's going on. I'm just like, it's not the question that you need. It's just a waste of a question.
To call her daddy, every time I saw one of her questions pop up, because I didn't watch them, I'm like, she doesn't even know what she's talking. Like, why? How did she get these interviews?
Well, because she has a $60 million contract with Spotify. So,
and that's what I found.
And I think that her husband is Barstools, or I don't know.
Yeah,
something like she's. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna see if I can get into the fold. I already put out on my thing. I'm gonna manifest at least get into the villa next year in some capacity.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Get into Fiji.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that they say that, Kenny and Cordell probably were looking at flights last night out to dinner. Like, we about to go see our women. Like, just
the man posted. So I don't know if you noticed that Cordell posted in his stories a post about Serena that had been posted like a week before.
About her being an AKA. And he's just like, anything he found her, he like,
yes, that's what he's like. He just said beautiful and tagged her in it. And somebody also noted like he only tags her in the stuff that he shares or reshares. He doesn't tag anybody else in his stuff. And it's just like, I really think him and Kenny were missing their girls last night because Kenny was looking at flights and he was just looking at stuff about his girl. And then she was like, I miss you. And he's like, I miss you too. I was like, they not going to make it a week, guys. I don't, this 2 weeks thing that they're supposed to be doing, like 10 days.
Well, like, and then also seeing their girls like on Extra and on this, and it's like, wait, I could be there with them and hanging out and like, you know what I mean? Like, they're mine. Like, it's not everybody else's, you know.
Meanwhile, Kendall is just trying to hang out because I'm like, Kenny is such a, I gotta go to work tomorrow. He couldn't even go to the movies with them after dinner. He gotta go home and get some sleep.
Such a little man.
He gotta go to work. Meanwhile, Cordell and Kendall at the movies and stuff. But I was just thinking to myself, Kendall probably is. Are you even missing Nicole, or you just know it's over? Because
him and Nicole are over. Yeah. So
who are the Smith sisters, Jessica? I'll watch this.
So I'll send you a link to the interview.
Not Nikki, not the twins, right?
No, not the Bella twins.
They're on Sirius Radio. I'll send you a link. I don't have the video.
I don't listen to. I mean, I'll listen, but like, I need it to be on YouTube for me to
like. I mean, if you wait, then you wait because they're supposed to post it on YouTube.
Okay, great. But send me the link so I can be like at least maybe find them and follow them on Instagram or on YouTube. Okay, hold on. So they're done. Now they're all getting ready for the night. We have a nice big cheers. Jess and Io and Matt and Sean are talking about the fact that Joey voted for them, and then the fact that they voted for each other. Anything you want to say about those two couples talking it out? I just the whole moment just was like, I can't stand Sean so much.
Sean trying to clean it up after the fact, realizing that he really screwed himself. Too late. So sad for it. Not really. So yeah, no, that's all I got from that was him realizing, oh, I fucked up. And people hate me probably. Like the fact, like it's the fact that we got votes and Josh and Mimi got nothing. Nobody's saying Josh is a game player. Nobody say, like, even with him voting for Io and them voting for Io and Jess, nobody was sitting there saying Josh is a game player. He doesn't really like Mimi. Nobody, not one person, no matter how many, because a lot of these people were Sean and Matilda's friends,
absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
So sorry for you, not really.
Josh and Mimi are talking, and she's just saying like she's fine with how everything went down, and she's still a lover girl. She's a lover girl.
I like that she said I at some point I thought maybe that, you know, I didn't believe in love anymore. And I was like, oh, I'm so sad that she ever felt like that. And then I also glad that they both said, you know what, it's just us two. And I think people wanted them to run over and apologize to Io and Jess. And I feel like they did the correct thing, which was like, you know what, it's you and me. Because ultimately, I think that was her lesson to learn. Like, I don't have a problem with her not wanting to hang out with Jess. I think it's mostly what happened right after Casa, right? The hugging up and throwing it in her face kind of thing. But I just want her to understand that Matilda is also not your friend.
She'll learn.
Yeah.
The hard way. She'll learn.
Yeah.
Nicole and Kieran talk, and hoping that that Kieran understands like why they were, you know, arguing a little bit, and are we still good? And like, we're good. We're always good. And they're phony to me, to be honest. Like, I get that they say I love you, and I get that they do all these things that makes it appear like they're really into each other. And I think they might even stay together for a long time. It's very possible. I just don't think that they're actually in love. I just think that it's like an obsession type thing, and like want to be in a relationship, want to call you my boyfriend, but I don't know if I actually see the relationship there.
Right.
Yeah. I think I will hope that he dumps her before he cheats on her, but I don't
think he's gonna cheat.
Well, I'm just saying he's young, right? Like, he's mature, but he's young. He's already cheated before, right? So
and he's going to be exhausting and very controlling.
And so I'm just hoping that he will realize, you know what, I need to get myself out of this, rather than like, you know, a cheat on her situation, because I think that would hurt her more. I'm not saying she's totally in love with him, but I do think I agree with you on the obsession part of it, that she is obsessed, and I do think that they thought that, oh my God, like we have this in the bag, like we are going to win. And somebody pointed out in one of the comments, like, Love Island is not an endurance competition. And it's not.
It's about the connections. It's about people wanting to be excited about your couple. It's about like people seeing themselves in your couple and your relationship and your journey. They didn't take us on a journey that I cared about.
And it was just like he wanted so bad. Like I remember when Sean had come back from that date, even though I don't care for Sean and them, and he told them that him and Matilda were exclusive. I looked at his face and saw his face, and he was mad that he didn't do it first, right? And so then at that recoupling, I want to know, will you be my girlfriend? Like that couldn't have been a special moment between y'all, but he just had to put it out there and have for everybody to see it. And
you saw it. You absolutely saw it.
Genuine.
You absolutely saw that he was playing the game as well.
Mary is saying that Kieran is smart not to cheat on TV, but I do see him cheating outside. Okay. I mean, I think he's the type, because he's young, that will be scared to break it off with someone like Nicole.
That's what I'm concerned about. That is what I'm concerned about. He doesn't do that.
She seemingly, from what she's presented so far, is the type that may use strong tactics if someone were to break up with her. You know what I mean? Like, just I could see her being emotionally manipulative potentially in a breakup situation that might allow Kieran, because he's so young, to be like, she's, I don't know.
She's already trying to move him into her house. You know that, right? No, she owns a home and she's already like trying to move him in.
Kay saw one today. Kay says, I get more excited about my journey to my mailbox than I do about Kieran.
Yeah,
he reminds me of my cousin who is a Cancer who cracks me up. Baby, really? Not the mailbox. I don't even go to the mailbox, so I'm like not excited at all then, because I barely go to the mailbox.
So they get a text. Oh, so Kieran talks to Io and explains why he made the vote against them. Io was confused about it, whatever. Then they get a text saying that these four couples have reached the final. So they're all getting ready to go for their final sleep in the villa. And it's 2 OG girls and 3 OG boys, right? No, who were we missing?
Yes, 3 OG boys and 2 OG girls.
Yeah. And then everybody else is new. Yeah, so Josh and Jess. And
so 2 bombs,
and
1
Matilda.
bomb.
And Matilda.
Yeah, so Matilda was a bomb, Josh is a bomb, and then Jess was girl.
So we got to the final episode. I was like, yes, Maya on a yacht. I'm like, okay, this is where the final date yacht is? Like, Maya's like, sorry, I'm taking this one for me. But I was like, okay, so I guess the final dates are going to be coming tonight. Okay, this was what I was still thinking.
No.
And
I knew they weren't coming because you had put something in your story. It was like some kind of meme or something to laugh, and I had seen it before I had watched it, and that's how I knew they weren't coming. But I really thought
that was me speculating. That wasn't even like knowledge. That was what I put earlier in the day, because I was like to Danita, I was like, I don't see how they're doing final dates, declarations, prom, all of that stuff to fit it, because we had saw a little like preview in After Sun that the final declaration. So it's like, so they're not even doing dates, they're definitely doing the final declaration. So they didn't even do prom where they learned to dance. They did nothing. And then the outfits look terrible. I was just, what? It's giving broke.
So we see vignettes of everybody getting ready because the finalists get a text. And Kieran's are you ready? Oh, there's Nicole being, Kieran, are you ready? I was like, I'm so like excited to never hear it. Like, Kieran. So Maya is on the stage for the finale and introduces the finalists. Mimi looked so
amazing,
freaking
pretty.
So I've seen her
lit up that. Oh my god!
I have seen her on live with India because India interviewed all of them.
Yeah,
unreal, guys. Like, and then the little dress was like waving in the wind. Like
that
looked
chocolate skin, baby. That gold
and then he
jewelry,
just matched her,
baby.
She looks so. I was just like, wow.
Unreal.
So all the previous Islanders are there. Was even Shade there or no?
Who?
Shade? Is that his name? Slade.
Blade.
Oh no, I didn't see him. I don't know.
Because he didn't do the vote, and so he didn't do that. Was there anybody else that was missing from either or both of those?
Connor was there, wasn't
he? No, Blade good. Is it the D?
Is it a D? No, is it a D?
I'm thinking about it. I haven't seen Blade in a while. So where was he?
Who else was?
But wasn't Connor at that? But he wasn't at the vote. I don't know.
He didn't do the vote for sure. But
no, he didn't do the vote. Connor was definitely
in the audience,
there, but he didn't do the vote. Where was Blade? Let me see. And Blade
says a lot about Blade's mark on the villa. And I just know that he had like a ridiculous name, right? I'm like, I was thinking it was Slate.
No, Connor wasn't there either because Connor and Blade were at the boohoo party.
I thought
they
talked to him.
They were at the boohoo party.
Where is Mazinga?
In Manchester.
You messing up everybody.
I have a friend named Mazinga. That's why. What's his name though?
Mosiah.
There
was Mosiah. Lionel was there. Tiffany was there. Who else is there?
No, Connor and Blade weren't at the vote, but Connor was at the final, correct? Okay.
No. Connor was at the final. I'm looking at their pictures right now where they were at the boohoo party in Manchester with all the other people.
Whatever. Like, who am I picturing in my head then? Anyways.
I guess it was Omar.
Yeah, they're like with Diamante, Lionel, like they were all at the boohoo party in Manchester. They weren't in Mallorca.
Okay, so Maya does check in with all the finalists. She kind of goes to each one, seeing how they feel. Do you need to touch base with all of these finalists? Did they say anything? I didn't write anything down. Like I was bored and I was tired and I was actually kind of dozing off a little bit.
Yeah.
No, she just introduced them and then she said, "Let's look at what happened on the last day," and then we went back to.
Oh, but why was Maya Jama indulging in Sean's stupid sweet thing? Because she does ask Sean what sweet should be, and she's like, "Oh, you'd be a jelly unicorn, one of a kind."
Yeah, I didn't like any of that. She just kept everybody kept indulging his bullshit on. I listen.
I hated it.
I hated it.
I hated it.
India did it too.
No. All right, so we're gonna watch their final dates. This is what I thought, but they didn't say that. I just wrote down okay, they're but I think she said final day, maybe.
Yeah, no, there was a final date. You didn't know that thing that they sat around the freaking table was their final date.
Oh, okay. I wrote that down, and I was like, oh, I guess that didn't.
And I'm like, that's not a final date. A final date, you get to just sit with your partner by yourself over the villa.
Not a group date.
They don't put a table at the fire pit, girl. And put a tablecloth on it.
In the morning, we see the girls jumping up and down, excited. They break the bed. They decide to make the boys breakfast in bed with some champagne or mimosa, probably. The boys get a text. They're going to be leaving the villa. They go to the barbershop, get a lineup. I thought they were at least going to go and get food to cook them food. Or I didn't know what was happening. I was like,
their final dates was the dates before.
I know you said that. I was like, no.
A corsage. Could they have gotten them something? could you have gotten it so the black men
They
could
didn't
really get
even
a
get.
roundup?
I was gonna say they didn't even get a trim. Like I'm like, what are these barbers doing to Io and John?
No,
what are they
I was
brushing their
watching-
eyebrows and brushing up? I'm like, what are you
It
doing?
didn't touch the hair. It was like just like this, like just for the shot. Like it was not touching anything.
It was like, this is terrible. This is terrible. These Spanish people do not know. They like, I don't know nothing about that.
They could, like the pretend was bad, guys. It was bad.
It was down bad.
They're not touching anything.
It's so bad.
And like, not to make fun of someone's clothes, but all I could stare at was Sean's like suede Birkenstocks that he was wearing. Like I was like, come on, like I don't want to see your suede Birkenstock clogs here. Like
it was crazy. And then you act like the barbershop not big enough that only two can go in at a time. I'm like, oh, let's do the other shot. Swap out the white guy for the other white guy and the black guy for the other black guy, and let's do it again. I'm like,
it was bizarre because they came out looking exactly the same. I'm like, just for the shot.
Io was like, I'll trim you up when we get back because this ain't it.
So then we see the girls writing the vows. I'm like, wait, well, what's happening here? Like, are they not going to go to the spa? Like,
no
like,
spa.
Are they go pick out their dresses?
You couldn't even have nobody come there and do their nails. Like this, it was bad. They were.
How much did they pay Joey Essex out their budget? That's all I want to know.
I don't know, but
however much they paid him, it was too much because he did nothing but bring the show down.
Correct.
So you paid for.
They must have paid him like $200,000, maybe. The show was losing steam, so maybe like they're like, oh, we're in a bit of a deficit now. Like maybe they recognize that like they don't have the money to recoup their losses, so maybe that's why they're just like.
They didn't do final dates for All Stars, right? And we do know that they're doing All Stars in the winter. Which again, they could keep All Stars to be fair.
Oh, she said All Stars. I was thinking when she said All Stars,
I thought she was thinking Love Island Games.
I was thinking games.
I
said All Stars.
Hear her say All
games.
Stars, but in my mind, I'm telling you, in my mind, I was thinking Love Island Games, even though I did hear her say it.
Agreed. I'm totally with you. I was thinking games because, like, how I know I was thinking games because I was thinking in my head, oh my God, UK stole the blindfolded kiss that when Johnny came in as the bombshell and kissed Selly, like. That's what Uma did to those guys. I was thinking, like, oh yeah, they stole that. So they that's probably why they're now wanting to like.
They also stole the ex-Islanders coming back and voting. Yep. Yeah. So they are losing money because I know All Stars didn't do well. This season didn't do well. They gotta figure something out. And mind you, Love Island Games did very well. And Love Island USA season 6 did very, very well. So
the things that are on Peacock did very, very well. I hope
that Love Island Games does maybe like exes. That would be kind of fun.
Well, we were speculating maybe now that they could do couples because there's enough couples that possibly they could do couples.
I mean, I'm into couples. I just don't know.
But also maybe a possible like mix it couples
exes. Well, exes and new people coming in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you're not partnered with your ex, but your ex is there.
Right. So, but also if you're in a couple and somebody comes and break up their couple, like that's also drama. So I'm just like,
I don't want any of my couples to have to.
Well, it's just for the challenge of it, right? Not like you're not going to be in bed kissing another person.
I don't know. I don't know about
that. Couples that now that they could actually that are still together on the Love Island USA, Love Island UK side that they can actually do that. And then we have Cindy and Edgar can come in from France. So they have enough couples to be fair.
But they also have a lot of exes, to be fair. Yeah. Which ex you don't want to see? You know, Nicole and Kendall are coming on that show, so I'm just trying to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Nicole and Kendall, who else?
What? They're not a couple.
I just, we're saying exes.
Yeah.
They really need to keep all stars. Who in the world is going to be on there? You do not need all stars every year. It should be every 3 to 5 years or something.
Yeah,
it should not be every year. I agree.
It should absolutely not be every year.
I don't really want Nicole and Kendall on, absolutely,
No,
but I know that they're going to be on.
They're going to be on.
Why? In what capacity?
If
we do a couples,
they're so competitive, and like they were the front runners.
How are they?
We're speculating that I'm speculating that it might be couples. Chantele is speculating it's exes, and if it's exes, Nicole and Kendall definitely going to be on there. If it's couples, Nicole and Kendall could still possibly be on there.
If they like just tend to stay together,
just to be on games. Like
that's why they didn't win, because everybody knows they're fraudulent.
I mean, fair.
Not everybody. There's some people that are like shocked.
Oh my God. I thought they were really just, I cried during the declaration. I was like, that's the one declaration I didn't cry for.
Right. Like you see
how easily everybody else's but theirs. Everybody's but theirs.
Wait, Nick was crying?
Yes. And so I smell bullshit. And I'm just like, what?
Like, you know how easily I can cry with these shows. I cry with the Serena and Kenny edit.
I was crying today thinking about Mimi and Josh and Cordell and Serena. Like, both of them. I cried today. I'm telling you that.
They need to go on a double date.
Kendall and Nicole?
Like my tear ducts dry.
Wouldn't it be great if like Charity and Dotun, like Serena and Cordell, because she put up there she wanted to go on a double date with them.
She asked for a double date. I was like, oh, that's my Charity and my
all of these
getting out to LA. I love it. I live it.
I mean, I'm into these LA people getting together. I like it. Yeah. All right. So they're writing their. Then I just so they write their vows, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I see Mimi walking out in a black dress. I'm like, what's happening here?
That quick? That was so quick. That was quick. That was.
And she had the best dress to me.
Yeah.
Of all four. I
also liked Matilda's, but not for her.
No, not for her.
Like that whole, like,
oldish.
Yeah. But it did have that vibe of Britney Spears's that video where she's wearing the cat suit that's like that, where it's kind of like nude illusion with the rhinestones, but like this one just looks matronly. But I kind of like the idea of it, but it didn't look great.
Because everybody else's look cheap, and yes, I agree. Matilda's dress was pretty, but it also on her looked matronly. And then the guys' stuff, I mean, just all of their suits and stuff. Well, first of all, Josh was the only one actually wearing a suit. Right. Everybody else was wearing crazy stuff, and they all look cheap. And I'm just like, what happened here? And to be fair, you know what? They might have pulled up.
I'm like, they can't be down that bad. They could have rented them people some stuff.
I think they all pulled that stuff out of their closet. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, maybe Joey's like, you know what? Since I'm gone, I'm taking the wardrobe with me. Like, I don't know.
And listen, if Joey's gonna sue, maybe that's why also that they couldn't afford dates and all sorts of shit, because we got paid
for a lawsuit.
That's crazy.
Jess comes out. She goes up to and Io says to her, "Are we getting married?" I thought that was like a nice like playback to her, always kind of making those comments to him about like, are we getting married? Like, are we dating? Like all this stuff. And so I thought it was cute that he kind of, I think it was like gave her some reassurance, And then next, Nicole comes out in red. I'm like, oh, she's wearing red. She thinks she's winning, huh?
Oh, she thought she was winning, guys. She thought she had this number.
When I saw her in red, I was like, oh boy. Because like, wasn't somebody saying that the winner always wears red, or the winner always wears a certain color? I could be making that up.
What, on the UK?
I don't know. I could be making that up.
Oh.
Any season.
I don't know.
I feel like people have been speculating that the color is a deciding factor of like who's going to be winning. But because they apparently
this time
choose what dress you're wearing. So, and I'm like, what? So it's a group dinner?
Yeah. And that was worse because Josh and Mimi's declarations made me bawl my head off, and then the rest of them was just like,
I did cry in theirs. I did.
I did too.
Jessica says Matilda dressed with the same one that Jessie wore to the movie night or the Grafties. They couldn't find something better.
She wore that pearl thing to the Grafties?
I don't remember.
Which goes with my thing that maybe it was out of their closet.
Wow.
It's giving poor people.
So they're giving speeches while they're all sitting at the table watching and listening, like it's kind of like it's a wedding. Jess is getting emotional with her speech. And Io says to her, I do love you. I'm obsessed with you too. Which I thought it was nice. I thought that he actually did well, better than I thought that he was going to do.
Do I believe he's in love with her?
Oh, okay.
I think he loves her. I don't think he's in love with her though.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like just be like how you love a friend. Like, oh, I love you. Like, you know.
Yeah, that was the only thing for me about this speech. I thought that was cute. And then he said, I love you. And I was like, do you?
But he knew how
he
she
says,
would
I love
that.
you more believably than Kendall, sorry.
But I'm just saying he knows that he would take that.
Right. Somebody had said they had been mouthing it, like at recouplings and stuff to each other. So maybe, but I was just
I don't know if he's in love, but I can see him having love.
I just don't know if he's in love. And to be fair, I also think that they will last. So there's that.
Yeah, because Jess is involved. I think that she's going to make that work for as long as possible. Nicole, I said I had to fast forward. I heard that I love you too. And that's all I wrote down for them too. Anything you want to say about Nicole and Keenan?
Nothing.
Great.
I felt nothing. I felt
literally obsessed with every bone in my body.
Mimi had an exceptional speech talking about her journey and to finding him, and like it was a very, very good speech. And even everybody was like, oh, that was good.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, Josh is not going to be able to top that. And then
he remembers that nobody had ever written her a poem. So he decides to write her a poem to make me cry. Right? They really wanted me to cry. They knew that this whole episode I've been nodding off, and like you really wanted me to wake up and cry.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about those two?
He called her his queen, even though I couldn't figure out what word it rhymed with, and I was just like, but I'm gonna take it.
I'm my queen. That's it.
It was such a beautiful interaction because I also believed both of them, and it just it's so different when you believe it. And neither one of them was like, oh, I'm so in love with you,
right?
But I feel like there's love flowing between them, right? Like not in love, but the love I felt flowing like in between them. That was the crazy part of it, and I was just bawling. I just tears would not stop. I'm like, oh my god,
I know.
It's really sweet. It's like never
really
been
sweet. Yeah.
said the I love you. I read that poem before. So sweet. Next up is Matilda and Sean, and she's just saying, "See my Shawnee, aka the Candyman." I was like, "You know you don't like the Candyman, so why are you bringing it up again?"
When did they leave? Because I don't know. Mimi and Josh just seemed to get their phone back this afternoon. So, what's the bets on Heathrow?
I'd give it 30 days.
Okay, reunion. Like what would that?
Are they having a reunion?
They might not, but they usually do.
I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so Sean says to her, "I love you." I was like, okay. Then they all jump in the pool. That's tradition. So I do like the pool jump. I think it's
I didn't think Mimi. I was like, Mimi gonna be like, not my lashes, not my. But she did it. She jumped.
Yeah, well, not her lashes, but she has changed her wig a few times. So I mean, like usually the wig is what we worry.
But remember, she wouldn't do the swimming, the thing when they were like, not
that's because she would have actually had to dip her entire. This way, she could jump in and not like put her.
Yeah, jump in and not go. Just don't go in the deep end. Or like super deep. All right. So we see my at the finale with all the couples. I'm checking in on Will and Uma. They are locked in and like seemingly in a sort of relationship
We're
of some sort.
moving in.
I mean,
okay.
It could be a Josh and Sophie type vibe. I love them together if they're still together. I think they are. So it seems like he's happy. Like like the fact that he's allowing her to have like the note that it was written and have that posted in their place, whatever. Like he's along for the ride so far. So maybe he realized that he can't really do better.
Let's hope. He's definitely punching.
Yeah.
I
he
hope
just did an Instagram or whatever, like social media post where someone was asking him if he's part black, and he's like, nope, I'm like white, British, and I have a quarter Scottish. But it could be an eighth. I still think that it could be an eighth.
It might be far back. Back. Especially he's saying Scottish.
I mean, my mom's half Scottish, so.
Because I was gonna say, you're bringing up Scots and you're bringing up Irish. There's lots of black Irish and a lot of black Scots.
Yes, or mixing that might have happened, and maybe a baby that was taken and it was to hide. I don't know. You know the things that happened back in the day. Ask Sam. Oh, yeah, she asked Sam if her DMs are popping off. She kind of alluded to yes. You know, people have been sliding into her DMs looking for dates. Talked to Omar about what was about his body. He was doing something.
So I don't know if you follow Omar, but he's always doing get ready with me things, and he's always naked on them. Like he's just like literally in boxers. And we know that Maya she was dating his bestie.
She was. They're not dating anymore.
They broke up like
a week ago, but I don't know. They also deleted that, so who knows? Anyway, so this is like the second time they broke up, so we won't know. Maybe they can get back. But yes, she knows Omar. So it seems like every time I come online, like you're in boxers and naked. and to be fair, every time I've come online and so Omar, he was too.
KP says we didn't have budget for clothing or haircuts this year. There's no money left for a reunion. And to be fair, we don't need a reunion for this cast. I think it's on the 14th. I think it actually is.
Oh, she said someone asked Patsy on TikTok. Do you see Jessica's comment or whatever? I don't know.
Hold on. So someone asked Patsy on TikTok if there was going to be a reunion. She said that there would not be a proper one, but a reunion party next Wednesday, whatever that means. I don't know. I heard somebody say that there was going to be a reunion, but maybe I'm misinformed. Maybe Patsy's misinformed, or maybe what she's talking about is what the other person's talking about. Hugo and Jess have been on a date apparently. Who knew? He does not like that woman.
Yeah, they've been talking about the same one date to this sushi place, and they just went to the sushi place. I mean, they have been out.
If they really liked each other, they would have been on several dates.
That's what I'm saying. They were talking about this one sushi date. Lord Jesus.
Okay, so it's not Snapchat reunion to match the budget.
I'd
have to download the app. I don't want to.
Joey not coming to the reunion if they don't took him off the finals and he mad about that. He ain't coming to the reunion.
They were talking about that one sushi date for weeks before, and then what they talk about now. We went on the sushi date. What?
Wait, and then they asked. She asked if there was any bad blood with Harriet, and Jess was kind of acting like, "Oh, I didn't really fuck with Harriet, like whatever." Like she wasn't giving like we squash things were cool, but she was saying the words like they have. And then she comes over to Harriet and Ronnie, and Harriet's like, "Oh yeah, we're good." Like she does it properly, like. But I'm like, Jess does not like Harriet at all. Nope. They are not friends at all.
She says, "Oh well, I reached out to her and she didn't seem receptive to me." I was like, more than likely you didn't even reach out to her. Shut the fuck up.
Or like you're being cunty about it, right?
Because you cannot tell me it doesn't burn her biscuit that Ronnie and Harriet are still going strong.
I know.
Yeah.
And looking good and rated. Like, I don't even know what they are in followers. Let me look.
Well, and they like just all the scenes of them holding hands. Apparently, they're going to be going to Ibiza together.
That's nice.
Like he doesn't like he's acting like he wants to not like her, but I think he does like Harriet.
Oh yeah, no, I think he likes Harriet. I mean, and to be fair, what are they? Harriet is a Taurus and he's a Capricorn, right?
He's a Cancer, I think.
He's a Cancer. So
perfect match.
Yeah. So I do think getting outside the villa and spending time together, they realize that, hey, wait a minute, they can work. Harriet has 282K in followers. Jess has 167.
Revenge is sweet.
Ooh.
So she may have gotten kicked out of the villa before you,
but people like her a lot more. Hopefully, it just keeps rising. Happy birthday, Joey. They both have no regrets, no hard feelings. Yeah, right. He looked like he had hard feelings.
Yep. He was pissed.
Then we get a long-ass season-long montage. So I'm like, we just watched this for 2 months.
I did not watch that.
Yeah, Turbo's a Cancer. That's why she loves him. I think sign-wise, Turbo and Harriet, yeah, they're very compatible, but they're showing signs of that in the Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Jess is also a Taurus, so like they both had the same compatibility potential.
Mm-hmm.
So in fourth place, it's going to be Io and Jess. Woo! They had an interview. They show their best bits.
Io cannot dress, guys. Like, he looked terrible.
Worth nothing.
What the fuck was he wearing?
I didn't remember.
That's why they were on there for worst dress. That's why they were on there.
She looks good. Like, she looks solid, but
I liked her dress, but it's him.
What was Io wearing?
I don't know. And he continues to try to have that thing around his neck. I don't know.
The pearls? Was that someone saying he was wearing pearls?
Is it pearls?
I thought he was wearing like a puka shell or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was shells.
Someone said it was pearls.
It was like a Hawaiian, like muted Hawaiian shirt with puka shells.
I know.
I blocked it out, guys. I'm sorry. Then we go to third place. It's Sean and Matilda. It's like, I wish you were fourth.
Yes, I was gonna say I wish it was fourth, but the fourth was Io. So
it's like fine.
At this point, I was like, oh my god, they made top two. Like, this would be the first Black couple to make top two. So like, even if they hadn't won.
Kate says now y'all know eBay doesn't have a big and tall or a high and mighty section.
Oh my god, Kate, can you stop? Leave me alone. Why are you trying to kill me?
I think I don't know. I think eBay got something for everybody. I know eBay got something for them.
The eBay
high and mighty. Woo! Hi, Marty. I can't.
Okay. So they can't wait to go and get on TikTok to sell his sweets or something. I don't know, but I'm like, I'm not going to be following. Not going to be.
She's going to be his biggest salesperson. I'm like, Matilda ain't about to sell no sweets for you. Y'all about to be broken up, child.
Okay, so the final couples, they both have a recap of their relationships, showing each couples their best bits and kind of just talk about both of their journeys. We see some family messages, just a quick blurbs. I thought it was cute and funny when the school was like, says, "Where's Emma?" Like, I thought that was cute. That part, that's it. It was laborious for me to watch. And on, what's done?
She asked, what question did she ask Josh? And he was like, oh yeah, about it being difficult, like him coming in late and like, just having the issues. And he was like, no, it was straight away. I had, Mimi, she was my focus. And he was like, but I had to stand on business because I did not like how they kept approaching her, and I'm like, this not just affecting me, it's affecting Mimi, and I'm not gonna let you disrespect her. And I was like, that's like,
he's like, I'm never going to allow anything to embarrass her. I was like, man, he's a man.
That's what I'm saying. Stand on business.
Yeah. And then we learn who the winners of Love Island UK season 11 is.
And I was like, Kieran and Nicole.
Yeah, me too.
Josh. Like, and then everybody rushes to them.
Yeah.
Almost like knock Kieran and Nicole out of the way, like to get to Mimi. And then while like
did you see Josh's face though?
He was shocked. He was in complete shock.
He was in complete shock. So people were upset because Josh and Mimi didn't like hug and kiss. I was like,
they were in shock.
Do you know what kind of shock they were in? Like, okay, Serena and Cordell were in shock, but they also had, like, it wasn't live TV. They were able to, like, have the shock, go through everything, record everything, kiss each other. Like, this was live TV, and no black couple had ever gone this far.
They did not think it was possible.
And they did not think it was possible. They were in shock.
Yes.
Shock.
And
we love it. Absolutely.
And like everybody's rushing them. It's so loud. Maya is trying to do some interview with Kieran and Nicole, and it's just like
their
you can barely hear them.
Their faces.
I already won. I'm leaving with him. I already won.
Yeah, I'm here with him now. Like I've already won. But like,
I'm glad you feel that way, because that's what you got to hold on to.
Because they were looking out in the audience like, got this.
Yeah. Her face did look like rotten soursop. Absolutely. She was not happy.
She was not happy.
And then Maya does a quick little interview with Mimi and Josh. They were both still very shocked. Everybody's still screaming. Like, it was definitely chaos, pandemonium.
It was chaotic.
Yeah.
And again, it was shocking. I do like they were interacting with India and Dami afterwards, and you could see that they settled a little more, but they were still like very much in shock. It was the best that the fact that he's like, wait, did you say the right name? Like, that's not the right, like me and her. Wait, what?
Right.
His face was hilarious for all these people trying to say that he was a game player. Because my thing is, even if you come in there playing a game, you still would never think that you have this in the bag.
Yeah. No, especially with the past history, with the people have been coming for their relationship, people saying that, like, you know, the secret mission, and they keep, like, even if they think that's what they have is going good, going strong, they don't know what the audience is perceiving. And if Joey and Sean are saying this, like, maybe they're seeing something that we're not seeing, and like maybe, you know, they're gonna take what Dio's brothers, like all this stuff, right?
And if it had been a lesser of a man, right? If the roles were reversed, and it was an Io, they would have been able to divide them.
Yeah.
But because Josh is the caliber man of, like he said, I'm never gonna let her or me look crazy. Like, even if I got some reservation, you ain't gonna see me sweat. Like, I'm gonna talk to her later, but in front of you, I'm gonna be like, "What you talking about? Don't do that." I'm gonna stand on
it. Was
the thing that I appreciated. Like, I'm not going to allow them the satisfaction of breaking us up. Like, we good over here. I'm good. Everything's good, and I just appreciated that. Like,
can I talk about this comment? This comment is everything, because I did see a lot of comments in when people were like, "Oh my God, they're the first Black, you know, winners of Love Island. Why are you bringing up race? This is not about race." But if you go under their picture of them being the winners, every Black Islander, past Islander, especially the women, were in their comments congratulating, celebrating. They were all on their stories congratulating, celebrating. The women that we know that they screwed over. Whitney did a TikTok about it. Like, This is not just for Mimi. This is for all of us. Me, Kat, like all of us, that we know what we went through. We know that we did not have that real chance. And the fact that Mimi got that opportunity, that's all. And that everybody coming after her maybe can look up to her to possibly have that opportunity. And that's why I said it on my Twitter. I said, do not say that that race does not matter, that this does not
matters to us. Sorry,
it
babe.
matters to us, because many of those women, Rachel got dumped for bullshit. She did not even get a chance. She did not even get a chance. So yeah, it matters. It matters to us. It matters that we got to see
just
it.
because it doesn't matter to you doesn't mean it doesn't matter to somebody. So
Exactly.
like, take your like, oh, there's no color, we see no color. It's like, well, we do every day. So shut it. Yeah. Totally agree. We were all ready to celebrate. We were not expecting to get this celebration, and so it was a welcome victory. Kay saying here, 11 years of faithfully watching the show and seeing how they've literally mistreated Black women and Black men on the show, we all had a reason to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Yes. And Miss Brown Sugar says the way the other Islanders had Jomi's back and was overjoyed for them, priceless. It was a really, really, really great ending.
Ending. I just do poop emoji season. That's what I said.
But it's almost saved by this. Be like, well, if you can get through it.
No, many of my friends have already. We all agree. Don't watch the season. Just watch the clips of Mimi and Josh, and just no. Like, it's not like Amber and Greg where you can go back and watch season 5 and you're like, oh yay, she won. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. There's just too much that went on for us to try to drag through the season.
Samira had it bad.
Yeah, like these women went through so much, and the critiques and the shame, and they all had different journeys, and every time that they had a journey that even though it was different than the other person before them, they still got critiques. They were not allowed to be full-fledged humans in this villa, and this is for them. This is for them. Yes, I agree.
Yes. He's saying here to have Josh and an unambiguous Black men who clearly wanted a Black woman. This was a win on multiple fronts for us.
Absolutely.
100%. Well, we did it. We've done it.
We made it.
We got through all episodes. What was this? Episode number 56. We're sick. And how many did we do for USA? Like 40? Like 30 something?
Yeah. I do want to say one other thing before we listen. Do not put too much pressure on Josh and Mimi. They've already said they're going to see how things go. I don't doubt them. Things happen, but you know what? Things have happened to white couples, and nobody said anything. Leave them be. Let them enjoy their journey. Because Josh said in his interview, he sees them living together by next year. Maybe not this year, but by next year.
That's the date. They're just together for like 3 weeks. Come on.
Correct.
But
please.
I'm happy for them to have an opportunity to see if it works on the outside with someone that they both respect, that they both enjoy their company, that they both find very attractive. Like, that's all I want. I just want to be able to go on a couple of dates with someone that I don't hate.
Exactly. Exactly. And now, especially, it comes out that Ayo supposedly had a girlfriend on the.
Oh yeah, apparently
a
white girlfriend
too. And she did not look black. She did not look black.
Not even mixed.
Yes.
Not even white.
Let me ask you all: do you like it better that they just assume you're gonna have to split it versus the U.S. giving you the option?
Well, the option started in the UK, but what had happened was I
can't
remember what happened.
Davide and Ekin-Su.
Oh, it was going to actually not split it? Or they were worried?
They were worried.
Oh.
So they removed it, but it used to be a staple.
It used to, like, up until that season.
Season 1, I feel like one season that they did take it. They stole it. I think, was it season 1? I could be making it up.
Oh, I don't know. See, I didn't watch season 1.
Yes, no pressure, no pressure. Season's done, I'm done. Yes, and I'll just enjoy their relationship. Maybe be shocked if we get the all black post, white writing saying that please respect both of us and continue to support us separately. like I'll comment on that maybe, but until then, I'm wishing them the best. Right?
Yes, I wish them the very best.
Yes, I am wishing them the absolute.
But I do hope Jomi's parents stay together. But I'm wishing them very best.
I agree, Jennifer Ruby. I agree. I think they have a lot of potential. Like there are big couples. I'm like, yeah, they have a lot of chance. But I do feel like they do have a lot of potential. And I think they do have a lot of also support from the outside to help them make them work too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did it. We are been told well done from Sans. No, well done, you guys in the chat. There's still 156 of you that care about the season. So thank you for giving us a reason to come back and talk about it. It was definitely challenging, but we do it for you guys. So thank you for supporting us. Make sure you follow myself and Mika over here on Entertainment in Color and subscribe to both of our channels. Do you have anything going on at the moment, Mika, that you would like to share?
So I got sick this weekend, so I haven't been able to watch The Bachelor.
It's too far.
I've watched 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm up to date, but I don't know.
I'm not up to date. I'm
I will say this. Love is Blind UK does start this week. So let me see.
I thought it started next week.
Well,
I think it's next week actually, but whatever, soon. August. Beginning of it.
There are some shows I would like to cover. I will see between my job and trying to get through these weeks of Love Island has been a lot. I hope they never do this again. Do not do 2 Love Islands at the same time again, please, guys. I need.
But they're gonna throw in Bachelor in Paradise on top of it, or
something. I know. I need buffers. I need buffer.
Kay says, great review and recaps for an absolutely binge juice of a season. You ladies were the real highlight of the season. Thank you, Kay. You're a real highlight.
You're a real one.
Yes, you are a real one. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, that is it. So make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. All of our information is in the description box below if you need to find us on TikTok or Twitter or anywhere else. Make sure you like this video and let us know what do you think the format's going to be for Love Island Games? What do you think the format's going to be for Love Island All-Stars? I don't know. What else do we want to know?
Supposedly the 10-year reunion, 10-year celebration, they said when they sent me a press release about it for All-Stars. So, I don't know.
Well, last time was terrible, so hopefully they choose some better people, and maybe they'll talk to the producers of the USA and be like, okay, so what did you guys change? Like, what happened? How did this?
I know they really seem like they the purse strings are just
because they spent all that money on Joey and it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary.
Yeah, you gotta kind of sometimes you have to have faith in your casting,
right,
as opposed to using gimmicks to attract viewership.
Because even people said they didn't do a lot of challenges until right at the end, like at that last day when they did Sports Day, they could have been doing other things like dates and stuff.
We didn't care about the couples.
Yeah,
and that's what is the heart of the show. And the proof is in the USA. We cared about a lot of those people and their relationships.
Absolutely.
And still care. Still care.
I cared, like, I didn't want to say how much
I'm becoming obsessed. I'm totally obsessed.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
It is.
I'm like, I shouldn't care as much, but I do.
I do.
All right. That's it. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.